you are wondering how you can provide a little bit more support for your child at home when they are using spelling patterns that for them are a little less predictable, they're a little more complex and less straightforward than some of the others that they know, stay tuned and we'll have a look at a quick strategy that might help you. My name is Angela Ema. I'm a literacy consultant and a teacher trainer. So we're going to take a look at a little strategy that we can use when the spelling pattern, the grapheme, is not instantly meaningful or logical to your child. It's not as predictable as some of the other patterns that they know. So let's say that we're working on this particular word, and I just want to reinforce that the speech sounds that you want to really narrow in on are reflective of the speech sounds of that word when that word appears within a sentence or within a larger group of words. So a good strategy for you to use is to put the word into a sentence or into a group of words and then listen carefully to how you pronounce that word. Narrow in on the word then and listen to the distinct speech sounds in the word, but you want to take it to a context in which the word is used with other words. I can see the dog, the dog, the dog. So that's where you want to narrow in on the speech sounds. When we just look at the word in isolation, sometimes we give the speech sounds a slight shift. We modify the speech sound even slightly, and we don't want to do that for this process of the mapping. We want the students to hear exactly what they would hear if they were trying to do some writing at school. The speech sounds need to be really reflective of the word in the context of other words. So let's say the challenge is that the child is writing one of these speech sounds and it's tricky for them to move straight to the mapping and write the graphemes in. So the extra step you can take might be, and I'll just walk through the process. Say the word slowly. So you always put the word in a sentence, then say the word as it appears in the sentence, and then say it slowly. Look at one another so that you can be watching your child's mouth and making sure they are articulating those speech sounds clearly. That's really important, that they can produce the speech sound. Then you want to slow the word down. So say it a little bit more slowly, stretch out any sounds that you can and hold those sounds in the working memory. Then you want to count the sounds. So you want to count the sounds, and then what you might do is come back here to the word to figure out together which letters make those sounds. There are only 2 sounds but 3 letters. So you're going to support the child. Let's say it slowly together. So the child will now see these 2 go together. What you can then do is you can write those graphemes so that they are with any other graphemes that make the speech sound. So now when you get to this part, you're going to slide the markers. Okay. And now we're going to mix them up a little bit, and we're going to say which one makes the sound. And the child can now move that one into the box. Okay, so if you've already got your markers in that first one from sliding, then instead of writing it, we can move that grapheme into the box. And then they can move that grapheme into the box when they listen for the next sound. Now, what you can do after that is you can still ask your child to trace the graphemes if you want to, but you might not. You might want to take them across. Here again, mix them up. Even though there's only 2, you want to act like it's a bit of a game, mix them up and get them to do it again. Get them to do it again. And eventually you can ask them to trace over the letters. They might then be able to, that might be the end of it. You're just going to have the child write the letters down the bottom of the word and check the word by running their finger underneath the letters. or you can just do plenty of this to start with, and you might do, you know, this word, you might do this. So you could do it in isolation, or you could put it with another similar word, and it might be the next night or at the very end when they've done it. A number of times you might take these away and you might move the markers and have your child write the letters. So you've got that as a piece of scaffolding. That's a help. This is another scaffold or support. And when you think your child needs those supports, you want to put those supports in place. Okay? If without the supports we make mistakes, that's not helpful. You want to always support assured success. Help them to make those connections so that they can be successful when they come to this step. So if your child needs that alone, fabulous. Give it to them and then take it away once you think your child can remember it. But if your child also needs this support, that's okay too. Give it to them and take it away when you think they don't need that support anymore. Maybe now they can do it just with that support. That's fine. And when you think they can do it without that support, you take that away as well. But you always want to make sure support for assured success. If they're making a lot of mistakes over there, that is not only not helpful, but it can be much harder then to remember the right combinations and recall and apply those correct combinations if they follow a significant number of mishaps along the way. We don't want that confusion to set in. It's not going to help them to get that and experience that success. Hope that's helpful.